Hello, my dearest friends, and welcome. I am Pastor Vera Urubo. I am a marriage counselor. I'm telling you that when God sees what is going on in many homes behind closed doors, I'm sure he cringes and he says, Kai, that was not how I planned it. Whatever they are doing there, that is not my plan. And may I tell you that it's not a case of that's how I want to do my own. The person who created it had a plan. And all of this domestic violence that we are seeing going on in homes, God is not pleased. Let's address domestic violence. What is domestic violence? Is that abusive behavior in which one individual in the marriage, whether the man or the woman, okay, does everything to gain power or control over the other person. Is domestic abuse. Because many times when people think about domestic abuse, domestic violence, they're only thinking in terms of physical violence. It's more than that. And I will show you about 4 or 5 different areas. Number one, spiritual abuse. Small time you come, you say, oh, the man is a wizard or the woman is a witch. And the person is like, how now? Somebody was asking me the other time, I said, Pastor, if I be witch, I no go know. Or subjecting somebody to do spiritual things that is not what they are called cut out for. That is abuse. When you are pushing somebody into an arena of spirituality that they are not comfortable with. There is sexual abuse, and we all know this. The other time, there was one lady, okay, the marriage has broken, unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know which to say, that the husband, if he doesn't rape her, he doesn't know how to have normal intercourse between husband and wife. It has to be aggressive. He has to tie her leg here, tie her leg here, tie her hand, all those kind of demonic things. It's abuse, even though they are married. Some people think, are we not married, so we can do anything we like? No, that's not true. The other person is still an individual with their own individuality, even though they are married to you. And so there is also physical abuse. And physical abuse has to do with any kind of use of physical force to cause harm, to cause injury, disability, or death. I mean, one lady came to see me and she had pictures in her phone. Her eyes, different encounters with her husband. Eyes swollen, cheeks swollen. I'm like, okay. He said every time they had an altercation, the man would always say his goal is to make sure he blinds her. I'm like, okay, for real? So every time there is issue, he goes for the eyes. Every time there's an issue, he goes for the eyes. You don't even understand. A girl is talking to me and is telling me, in fact, her pastor sent her to me, okay, because he's been beating her many times, lands in the hospital. But this time was different. The beating was now not enough. He put his entire hand straight into that side. Right into that side, the hand. By the time she landed in the hospital and the doctors, nurses were asking her what happened, she couldn't open her mouth to explain that it was her husband. You don't know what people are going through. Then there is that psychological aggression, psychological abuse, verbal abuse, harassment, talking down that person. And in fact, a lady told me that it got so bad that I just did not even know who I was anymore. I just did not know who I was anymore. Okay? And as I said, abuse is both ways. Okay? It's just that I've heard more from women than men. That's just the truth. So that's why I'm using more female examples. Not like I know women who beat, I've heard of women who beat up their husband. So it's both ways. All right. No, so psychological. And that verbal abuse, Kai, that one is devastating. Because you see, the reason why that one is a bit more dangerous is that there are no scars, physical scars to say, see where she hit me or see where he hit me. Okay? So how do you explain how that person is dealing with your psyche to reduce you to become just. And sometimes when I think about this, I say, so what was the motivation of getting married? Why did you get married? Then, of course, we have stalking. But then another kind of abuse that people don't talk about is economic abuse. And economic abuse is any act or behavior that causes economic harm to an individual. So, property damage, restricting access to financial resources, restricting the person from getting education, or even going to the labor market at all. That's economic abuse. I told one young man one day, I said, you are a very wicked man. Because you see, they got married, he told this girl, don't work. I mean, this girl was a graduate. She made a 2-1 or a 2-2, I forgot. You see, told her not to work. I will take care of the family, right? Just take care of the children. And that's what this girl was doing. She decided not to work. She decided not to work. Hey, taking care of the children. This marriage has spanned some years. They now have 3 children. You know what he did? He got a land, 40-something million or 50-something million in his name. The car he purportedly bought for her is in his name. He put his father and his mother on salary. The girl's parents are suffering where they are. He built house for his own father and his own mother. The girl's parents are living in an uncompleted building that the man struggled to build when he was still working before he retired. Uncompleted building. He sends money, especially for Medicare for his parents. When the girl's parents get sick, he said, oh, there's no money to handle. Okay, send them 10K. And I told the young man, I said, you are a wicked person. What he doesn't know is this is abuse. It's this desire to control the other person. But let me tell you, and of course we have neglect. Neglect is another kind of abuse, where you just abandon the person, no talking, no caring, nothing. There are 5 things I want you to note about domestic abuse. Domestic abuse is more than physical abuse or sexual abuse, as I've said. Number 2, it can be from both a male or female. Number 3, there are many warning signs. So those of you that are not married, when the boy just raise his hand to say, I will, even if he didn't slap you, the answer is no when he brings proposal. The other time a young man was to get married, the girl he was engaged with pull the ring, use it to throw it at him, carried something, threw it at him. And my husband said to him, when he came to tell my husband said, don't marry that girl. Did they hear? He still went and married. After 3 children, the marriage is over. Because there will always be warning signs. There are red flags that God shows you that no go, no go, no go. Hey, Google, be careful. I express you face. But many times people will not hear. Abuse is never the victim's fault. So if you are facing any kind of abuse now, it's not your fault. So don't try to say, oh, it's because I'm doing this. That's why she's doing this to me, or that's why he's doing. It is never the victim's fault. Now, finally, there is help. So if you are facing any kind of abuse, seek help before it's too late. Seek help quickly. It's not a case of, no, want to keep everything under wraps, with I don't want people to know what's happening to me. Really? Really? How many people have exited this planet with that kind of mindset? So abuse is never the will of God. It's never the plan of God. It's never part of what the deal for marriage that God set up. And so if you are facing abuse for any reason at all, you must seek help immediately. Don't wait till tomorrow. Seek help. If you want to reach out to us, that's fine. Be able to help you, that's fine. If not, get real help. And that help must not be your parents, or they may not be able to do anything. Seek real help. I'd like to know your thoughts on this in the comment section, and then like the video, share it, and I'll see you in our next video. God bless you.